Hello, good morning, students. I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone. So please, can you give me a thumbs up as confirmation? Okay, fine, great. Thank you for the confirmation, students. So, good morning. Welcome to the session. My name is Sampadan and I'll be your tutor. Students, in this session, we will be studying the chapter, The Fundamental Unit of Life. As you all know, we are studying ninth grade biology. So, in that, one of the important chapters is the fundamental unit of life. So, please be ready with a pen and book. So, before starting the session, I'd like to introduce you to the platform we are using. Students, as you can see on the left side, there is a mute and mute button. Beside that, there is a video on and off button. Students, if I ask you something, please unmute yourself and answer. And I would suggest all of you to switch on your videos so that I can see you all and interact. It will be like if you nod your head, it's a yes for me. If you do this, it will be a no for me. Communication can be easy, that's all. And if you want to ask me something, you can drop your queries in the chat box. Otherwise, what you can do is there is this hand raise button. You gave me the thumbs up button, right? In that reactions only, you will be able to find the hand raise button. So you can just raise your hand. I'll call out your name. You can unmute yourself and ask me the question. Fine. So I hope all of you are ready. Let us start with the fundamental unit of life. Students, first things first. Which is the fundamental unit of life? What is a living organism made up of? Of course. That's right, students. It is indeed cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of a living organism, right? Yes. So let us study more about cell. First, let us go through the discovery of the cell. So I think you know the difference between discovery and invention. Invention means it is found or it is made something new, whereas discovery is something is already present. We are just finding out that it is existing. Okay. So Robert Hooke discovered dead cells in 1665. Okay, 1665, what he did was he used this microscope. So, this was the microscope used by Robert Hooke. So, he took the cork cells. I think you all know cork cells, we obtain it from the bark of the tree. So, he observed these cork cells under microscope. They were looking like little rooms. So, the thing was, Robert Hooke was in a monastery. In the olden days, monasteries were the place where monks used to live, and also it is the place of studies. Okay, so he was studying there, and he was given a room, and rooms were given to so many monks in the same way, and they were calling themselves. So when he saw this cork cell under the microscope, as you can see, this is the representation by Robert Hooke himself. So when he observed the cork cells under the microscope, he felt like, okay, these looks like rooms. That is the cells of the monastery. Let me call them cells. So he coined the term cells. Cells in Latin actually means little rooms. So that is about the discovery of cell. But the thing is, Robert Hooke discovered dead cells. Okay, you have to remember this. Now, moving on to living cells. Living cells were discovered by Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Please do note down the points, students. If you need time in noting down the points, just let me know. Okay? Yes. Anton von Leeuwenhoek discovered living cells in 1674. So, what he did was he went to the nearby pond, he took some water, and he observed it under the microscope. There were so many things wiggling, moving around. So he understood, okay, these are living cells, and he coined the term animalcules. Okay, students. So that is the discovery of living cell and dead cell. Let me summarize. Robert Hooke discovered dead cells in 1665. So cork means bark of the tree, means we obtain cork from the bark of the tree. He observed cork cells under the microscope and he coined the term cell. Later, Anton von Leeuwenhoek discovered living cells in 1674 and he coined the term animalcules. Fine. I hope everybody understood this. So let me move on to the next concept. Okay. Yes. Now moving forward, let us talk about cell. So the whole chapter is about cell, right? Let us talk more about cell. So cell is microscopic, means it is pretty small. It cannot be seen through naked eyes. We know that. It can be seen only through compound microscope, right? So this is the image of the compound microscope. So here we prepare the slide of the cell and we fix it. Then we are able to observe it through this lenses. Okay, eyepiece. We call it eyepiece. So in the eyepiece, there will be lenses. We will be able to observe the cells. Now you might be thinking, ma'am, why do we call the cell structural and functional unit of a living organism? So let me answer that. So we call it structural unit because, students, let us consider a cell. Okay, so many cells combine together to perform a common function in the name of tissues. Now, number of tissues combine together to perform a common function in the name of an organ, right? Number of organs combine together to become an organ system, and they perform the common function. For example, digestive system, respiratory system, these are organ systems. Now, number of organ systems, respiratory, digestive, excretory, reproductive, everything combined together forms an organism. So this is how it works. As we can see, so number of bone cells combine together to form bone, right? So number of uh, parenchyma cells, right? Number of parenchyma cells combine together to form parenchyma tissue. And finally, it forms the organ of the plant cell, right? So that is how it works. And why do we call it the functional unit? Students, let us consider a single-celled organism, amoeba. Okay. So even though amoeba is made up of one cell, it is able to perform all the functions. For example, ingestion of food, taking in food, digesting it, absorbing it, assimilating it. Assimilation means usage of the food, and addition, throwing the waste out of the body, right? Since a single cell is able to perform all the functions, we call it the functional unit of living organism. So when it comes to multicellular organisms, as I already mentioned here, so number of cells combine together to form tissues, organs, organ system, and an organism. In unicellular organism, we will again come across multicellular and unicellular organism in the later classes. So in one celled organism, so single cell is able to perform all the functions. So that is the summary. So we studied who discovered cell, living cells and dead cells. What is a cell? Why do we call it the structural and functional unit? And what is a compound microscope? I hope there are no doubts. So students, later parts we will study in the next class. Till then, have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.